Today we're making one of my all-time favorite pies, lemon meringue, and we're doing it all from scratch. Let's get cooking. Tom here once again. Thank you so much for joining us. Making a lemon meringue pie is probably one of the earliest childhood memories I have in the kitchen with my mom. She used to use the Jell-O cook and serve, which I still use today, although it is kind of hard to find where I live sometimes. So today we're doing it all from scratch, even the crust. Okay, it's a little bit more involved, but I gotta tell you, the taste is almost identical. So let's get started first of all on that crust. What we're going to need is 1/3 of a cup plus 1 tablespoon of shortening, 1 cup of flour, a half a teaspoon of salt, and 2 to 3 tablespoons of cold water. Not this shot. So for a lemon meringue pie, we need to prepare and bake the crust first of all. So let's go ahead and preheat the oven to 475 degrees. In a large bowl, mix together the flour and salt. Cut in the shortening using a pastry blender until the particles are the size of small peas. Sprinkle in the water 1 tablespoon at a time. Mix together until all the flour is moistened. If more water is needed, just add it a little bit at a time. Gather the pastry into a small bowl and shape into a flattened round on a lightly floured countertop. With a floured rolling pin, roll the pastry 2 inches larger than the inverted pie plate. I like using a large metal spatula like this to keep it from sticking to the countertop or the cutting board. Fold the pastry into quarters and then unfold and ease into the pie dish, pressing firmly against the bottom and sides. Trim the overhanging edge of the pastry 1 inch from the rim of the plate. Prick the bottom and sides thoroughly with a fork and then bake for 8 to 10 minutes until lightly brown. When the crust is done, remove it from the oven and let it cool. Now turn your oven down to 350 degrees and let's get started on that good stuff. What we're going to need is 1 cup plus 6 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 cups of water, 2 lemons, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 4 eggs. So first we'll make the lemon filling and then that killer meringue. Zest and juice the 2 lemons. Next, separate the eggs into 2 bowls. In a medium saucepan, whisk together 1 cup of the sugar, flour, cornstarch, and salt. Stir in the water, lemon juice, and lemon zest. Cook over medium-high heat, stirring frequently until the mixture comes to a boil. Next, stir in the butter and mix well. Okay, so maybe this way is a little bit more time-consuming than the box stuff, but I gotta tell you, it's gonna be good. Gradually whisk 1/2 cup of the hot sugar mixture into the egg yolks and then whisk the egg yolk mixture back into the remaining sugar mixture. Bring to a boil and continue to cook while stirring constantly until thick. Remove from the heat and pour the filling into your baked pastry shell. So now it's time to make the meringue. If you have a standalone mixer, they work great for this. If you only have an electric hand mixer, that'll work fine too. Add the egg whites to the mixing bowl and whip until foamy. Add the sugar gradually and continue to whip until stiff peaks begin to form. Using a spatula, gently spread the meringue over the pie, sealing the edges of the crust. By sealing the meringue to the edges of the pie crust, it will hopefully keep the meringue from shrinking as the pie cools. Bake at 350 degrees for 10 minutes or until the meringue is golden brown. So there you have it, lemon meringue pie, just like Mom used to make. Well, not exactly. This is a little bit more involved than what Mom used to make, but I gotta tell you, the taste is almost identical. If this is a little bit too involved for you, feel free to use the box stuff and maybe a pre-made crust because it's all gonna taste good in the end because it's lemon meringue pie. Anyway, if you learned something here today, please hit that like button and also be sure and subscribe to our channel because it really does help us a lot. That's all I got. We'll see you next time.